Ahoy hoy, it's your boy attackslug, and the topic of today's video is who won E3. E3 2014 is in the bag, it is over, it is done with. I had planned on putting this video out much earlier, but I got caught up in a bunch of other things. I did that Smash Fest thing yesterday, and my voice was just kind of not there for a couple of days because of all the E3 stuff and everything going on and people I had to talk to, and you know, things get... I'm excited about video games. Video games are exciting. This is the time of the year to get the most excited about video games. Last year, if you were to ask me who won E3, I would say hands down it was Sony. And the only reason they won last year was because their entire platform was, we're not Microsoft. And at the time, Microsoft was screwing up so royally that that was enough to just give them a solid, decisive victory. This year, it's a little bit different. I think everyone this year showed really good games, and everyone had a real strong showing in terms of their E3 press conferences. So the way you should look at it is if you care that much about what company won E3, if you really have that kind of a brand loyalty, then I have to question how much you actually care about video games. Because the winner of this year's E3 was 2015. No single company did that amazing at this year's E3 that you could call and say, hey, I think Sony won, I think Microsoft won, or I think Nintendo won. That's not really... If you think that, if you say, oh, well, I want this company to win because I like this company, like, you should like video games. You should be like, I'm excited for games announced on all three platforms. And personally, I am excited about games that got announced on all three platforms. However, almost all of the games I am excited about are all games that are coming out next year. It used to be, years past, E3, you would get excited for E3 because a lot of what was getting announced was getting released in the following few months that fall. It seems like this year, more than ever, a large portion of what they announced is coming out next year. So it's really hard to get excited about E3, and it's really hard to say that any particular company won E3 when almost all those games we're not going to play this year. And as someone who likes to play games and looks forward to games that are coming out in the following few months, it is becoming clear that a lot of them just aren't coming out this year, which is a bummer. But I would say if you are judging companies on which ones actually made reference to old, obscure franchises and actually delivered on mentioning those franchises, then Microsoft is the one to look at, because they announced Phantom Dust and are actually putting out Phantom Dust. Nintendo mentions Mother 3, and we're obviously not getting Mother 3, and I would love to eat my hat on that, but I don't think it's ever going to happen, because they're assholes. And Sony mentions Vib Ribbon multiple times, and there's a greater chance they could actually eventually do something with that, but it's been so many years, and I don't see them doing anything with Vib Ribbon, so my opinion is if you aren't going to do anything with it, like Microsoft is doing with Phantom Dust, if you aren't going to use it, don't bring it up. It's kind of a sore spot. It's kind of frustrating and just makes people like me, who are the most vocal fan base of your core audience and you want to keep your core audience, angry. So just don't do it. Just don't mention it. I wouldn't have to sit here and talk about it if you didn't mention it. It's just that simple. So that's kind of all I wanted to say, is kind of keep this short and sweet. That the winner of E3 is next year, because all the important games, all the amazing games that I want to play are all out next year. So thanks for watching. This has been attackslug once again. I'm going to try to get up some actual additional video game content this week, depending on how my schedule goes. And I will see you the next time right here. And I'm out.